Back to the newest episode of Spitball and Sports Podcast. Here we are. Hey, Scott, how's it going? I think you're muted.
What's going on, dude?
Me? I was too.
I was trying to close my curtains.
Yeah, nothing's going. Snow, man, snow.
I'm so sick of this shit, dude.
A lot of it. So just before we come on, breaking news.
Yeah.
There it is. The Bears do trade the number. We knew they were going to trade it. It just ends up being, there it is, to Carolina for the number 9 pick 61 in the second round, a first rounder 2024, a second rounder in 2025, and DJ Moore. Well, I'll tell you.
Hold on, man.
No problem.
My dog's got something.
No, go ahead. No problem. I'm glad it was done quickly. Like, I'm glad it was done now and not on draft day, or right before draft day or whatever. For me, it's for my entire life of watching the Bears, being a fan. This is uncharted territory. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
They had that top pick and they blew it with Trubisky. So this is really uncharted water. Never had.
Very exciting.
Well, it could be. It is. I love the fact they get a first next year, of course, and all that, because I can't imagine Carolina's going to be that good this year. So that should be another top 10 pick. I'm happy. I think, Scott, I'm happy. I can't be upset with that whole
first move with that pick. Smart move. You knew they were probably going to do that. I was hoping it. I mean, I'm glad that they did.
Yeah. I mean, at first when I think about it, I didn't want them to go to 9, too far down. So at least they stayed in the top 10. Because I know at 9, Smith and Jigba would be there. I assume Paris Johnson Jr., the offensive lineman. I know there's other edge rushers that people like. The names are going from my head right now. But I know there are, not as good as Will Anderson. Now Jalen Carter won't. I don't think he's going to drop that far, even with the issues. I can't see him being there at 9 for them.
Boy, but
I'll be shocked.
Yeah, I just don't see it. It's because it's not a. Well, first of all, you wouldn't take him. He's not doing prison time.
Right.
So, I mean, the NFL's not going to suspend him right off the bat.
Yeah, do a Laramie Tunsil and let him drop. Yeah, and then miss out on a generational player.
I would love for the Bears to take him at 9, but I know that's not going to happen. So, 2 Ohio State guys, I like Njigba, even though I'm kind of pissed at him from how he kind of bailed out on the whole season this year, which I thought was weird on Ohio State. I know there were some injuries, though. I guess you can't blame him. And Paris Johnson Jr. Maybe. There's so many others. But, Scott, you add in the 95, Robin, you add in the $95 million they have to play with in free agency. They got DJ Moore also. I forgot about that.
By the way, in 3 of the last 4 years has had 1,100 plus yards.
Yeah, it's
it's not. He's not just a throw-in, I don't think.
Right? No. And considering what they have, I mean, that's right. I mean, they're starting at ground zero because Claypool, we don't know what he's going to do. I know I was very happy when they got him, but I'm a little shook because I'd like to have that pick back. But maybe he's going to be good. I got to hope he's going to be good. That's all you can do is hope that Claypool's going to be good.
Right. So
DJ Moore is good. That's good. Just giving more stuff for Fields to throw to, I guess. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic, Scott. I don't know. Of course, Ryan Poles is his first time too, so there's no track record for him, which isn't. I don't care really much, but I don't know. I'm happy. I think I'm happy. I thought
you gotta wait till see. You gotta wait. You're just gonna have to wait till his draft.
Yeah, I thought I'd be a little happier if they'd have traded with the Colts, like if they went down to 4. But I guess this is fine. As far as what they're going to do in the first round this year. I guess that's what I'm looking at, like the 9th pick overall.
Right.
And what's messed up is I never really paid attention to it. I've been always looking at the top 4. I have never expected them to drop to 9. I thought maybe it might go in like, all right, they trade to 4. Then maybe that's just a dream scenario where they trade with Indy and then all of a sudden be able to trade with Carolina,
Right.
That's I guess fantasy football type stuff. So, but yeah. What do you think?
Hey, I mean, I'd like to see if they go after any veterans.
Yeah,
free agency. I'd like to see what they do in free agency. They got to add veteran leadership. You're going to have some.
$95 million. You know, I mean, we go through all the names, but it doesn't. I guess
Are you going to have to overpay somebody to get him there?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
I hope not. I hope they don't have to do that. But who knows? I mean, you figure Tremaine Edmonds is probably a prize because of his age. So if you can grab him for 50, that's why he's such a prize. He's young. It's not like you're getting a 32-year-old.
You'll get good play out of him, but he's not a you're not going to get any kind of explosive type plays out of him. He's just not that kind of a player. He's great. He's good. He's great linebacker. He's steady. It's just sometimes in Buffalo, it seemed like in big plays he'd be out of position or something. He always seemed out of position for some reason during big moments.
I'm curious how he would be with the Bears, and it would be interesting to me to see with him. He's the one that if they said, okay, we're going to pay him $14 million a year, whatever the hell it is,
it's probably about what he's going to get.
I'd probably be good.
By 15, I think they were saying. Track, I guess they were saying about 15 or something.
Right, and his age, okay. Then you think of, to me, then you got some defensive backs. I mean, some defensive tackles too. I mean, the guy from Philadelphia, what's his name, Hargrove or something, right?
Yeah.
He's good. I mean, there's some things. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's crazy shopping time, but do they need everything? Yes. So how do you go wrong as long as you don't, as long as it's not Trubisky-like actions, you shouldn't be able to go wrong here. You know what I mean? You really shouldn't, because there's even in free agency. I mean, I don't know. The wide receiving market in free agency is weak. If you're gonna get a wide receiver, you got to trade for him. I guess it'd be DeAndre Hopkins.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right, yeah. So it's kind of weak, and so DJ Moore is as good as you're going to get on that mark. As a free agent would be. So, I mean, what is the main? Like, what do you think are the? I'm trying to think in my mind. What do you think are the main in free agency right now? The offensive lineman, because that guy from San Francisco, McGlinchey. What's his name? Say it for me. McGlinchey. That's a great one. He'd be great if the Bears could bring him in.
I've heard.
Right, he's been linked.
Yeah.
The center from Tennessee would be nice. The guy that they let, I don't even know what his name is, like Burns or something. Not bad. These are the types of things the Bears, I hope, are doing. And I'm sure they would be. I mean, there's no the flashy player out there. Think about it in free agency this year.
There's really not the big boom player like a Von Miller or a J.J. Watt or something like that. There's not a lot of that.
I think there's better players for teams that are struggling. Like there's no one you're going to say for the teams that are trying to win now. I'm not saying there's guys. I mean, I'm underestimating some, but of them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like there's not exactly that one. I don't know.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Seeing how it looks like it's almost an inevitability. I don't know myself. I think there's a chance that Rodgers is going to retire. I think there's a good chance he'll retire. Honestly, I think it's a better than 50% chance he retires.
I think it's 50-50. Yeah.
But
and I think if he does 50% chance that he plays for the Jets.
Okay. Right.
But if he does go to the Jets, I know they're a good team, right?
Yeah.
Are they automatically Super Bowl contenders now?
I wouldn't do that.
Boy, the media sure shit is, boy.
Yeah, no, well, they're how they
divisional contender.
Yeah, contender for a playoff.
Divisional contender for sure, but But I mean, let's remember he's only.
You got to play the games. Yeah,
he's only got one.
Yeah, you got to play the games, though, right? I mean, you got to play.
You know what I hate is when. I hate it when somebody's fandom creeps over into their sports show. And I can't even listen to Get Up for the last week because I can't stand it.
Oh, Greeny.
This is all he talks about.
Yeah.
Like, it's all he talks about. I swear to God, dude. I mean, they go into other stuff, but it's a nonstop thing. And I'm just like, dude, I was over this last year. I'm definitely over it again now.
Man, I've told you this, and I'm sure Robin's going to agree with me. Being Bears fans, I'm just glad he's gone, right? I'm happy. Get away from me.
I'm not going to be happy. I'll tell you that, dude.
Do what you want. No, because he's still, if he wants to play, he's still good. Now, he's still very good. He's obviously
right, and I'm going to have to go against him for the division.
Yeah, we'll get.
I'm not happy.
No.
Especially with that Jets defense right now. That Jets defense is fucking awesome.
It quickly makes that division awfully good because you throw Buffalo, Miami, the Jets, and even the Patriots. You don't know what they're going to do, but their defense is always pretty good.
Okay.
So it shoots the whole division into a whole nother level with him. now it's becoming one of the best in the league.
Could you imagine Tyreek Hill with Aaron Rodgers, dude?
Yeah,
that would almost be too easy.
I know, because he would just be pitching and catching. Yeah, it'd be insane. I am happy to see
they picked up Tua's 5th-year option though, so
I was just going to talk about that because they had.
I was happy to see they did that. I think for him, I think they kind of. I think he deserves it, and I don't know what to say.
They were asked about it. They were asked about it last week, and they wouldn't. They were non-committal with it.
Right.
So that's why it started to become a hubbub. Is Miami going to try for Lamar Jackson? I mean, that caused all that to happen. Right. So they kind of had to do that because they forced that in. They forced that whole narrative into the public by the way they answered it.
I know. And the media just goes wild.
Oh, dude. Well, right now it's like, I mean, they jump on any little piece of raw meat they can get at this point just because there's such a lack of stories.
But the NFL is right now. We're going to do a whole show pretty much on the NFL, and because though, today was unbelievable. Some of the stuff that goes on. You know what I mean? Like, let alone this trade that popped up that just came on right before we logged on. I mean, there was all kinds of other stuff happening. There was so many things. People getting cut. You got the cut down day. You got restructuring of the contract, of the whole deal with the contracts, and different teams freeing up different amounts of money. I mean, it was a good day for NFL offseason people today, I thought.
Sure. There's definitely a lot out there to discuss with the cuts that started happening. Here's another one. Because this is going to be different topics throughout the show. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to hijack anything. These are the questions these are questions that I thought about today when I was listening to stuff that I wanted to have for you.
Yeah.
And Robin as well. And my question is this: why is the media acting as though Adam Thielen is a superstar? And this is what I mean. What I mean is this, is because he got caught, and they're acting like if he goes, they were talking about him like McAfee was. Okay, for example, McAfee today talked about, could you imagine Thielen going to Rodgers? I'm like, Thielen's always hurt.
Yeah,
he never makes it through a full season, dude. The guy's always hurt for at least 4 or 5 games in a season.
Been a long time.
I don't know if he's got bad ankles or something over time, if he got an injury that nags him. He is a great wide receiver, but I wouldn't sign Adam Thielen to a big contract. They offered him a contract. He didn't take it. You know who I'd go after? Free agency wide receivers right now. A guy that can help you. And he never gets the credit that he's deserved. He didn't when he was with Buffalo. He didn't with the Rams. Is Robert Woods. Robert Woods is such a dependable wide receiver, dude.
Yeah.
If I was Buffalo, I would look into trying to get him back for that role, because he's at that point in his career where he'll play. He's a great wide. That dude catches everything. Yeah.
Go ahead, Robin.
Speaking of wide receivers, I think it's interesting to have Calvin Ridley in the receiver room in Jacksonville.
God.
Yeah,
Jacksonville this year.
Yeah,
I love Jacksonville to win the division this year. I'm going to bet them too. I'm telling you what, dude, they took a step forward. They're going to take a leap next year. And they got lucky. They got into that situation similar to who is it? Oh gosh, why did I lose off the top of my head? But they're going to have the quarterback and the running back under rookie contracts. I mean, dude, and they're both awesome. I mean, and your defense, your stars on defense who are playing like they've been in the league 6 years. And they're playing at a time when you get rookies and you can get them within their first 2 years to play the way those guys are playing. That's going to be a dangerous team, but they're going to fall apart in 3 years because they're never going to be able to pay them all.
That's the problem.
But I'll tell you, dude, right now, they look like they got their shit together, man. They really do.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate for the Jets, because think about if the Jets, they're one of those quarterbacks were anything for them. Like, let's say Wilson would have been in, you know what I'm saying? Because they have that same mold setup. They just don't have that part.
Right.
They just don't
have
that.
Well, that's why imagine if Rodgers does go there.
He's going to give them trouble. He's going to be good.
Get them through until Zach Wilson can potentially take over.
Well, what's Rodgers got? 2 years?
Yeah.
2 years of him.
And Zach
Maybe
Wilson
3.
will gladly sit and learn from him.
You would hope. You would think.
John, what happened to
He's a
Zach
big
Wilson?
fan of Rodgers.
What? Yeah, right. No, it's the only place he's going to play, or he's going to stay home. I guess, right? It's New York.
What happened to Zach Wilson? Was he that good in college, or was he on a pre-set up team? Kind of like, I know Mahomes is good, but Mahomes came into the league and was set up with an all-star cast around him to succeed when he first got to Kansas City. They were just made the playoffs, right? But so what happened to him?
He was from what? BYU.
Yeah.
I never heard anybody talk about him. I never heard of him prior to him getting drafted myself, not on the radio, not on like talk.
Yeah, he was.
Like
big D. I don't know. I mean, look, I always thought his size was an issue to me.
Yeah.
I always thought, okay, this guy's a little slight. He's short. He just looked short.
Was he really good in college? Like, did he really command the offense? Like,
yeah.
Like
he was
he
really
had his
good.
shit together, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, yes, he was very.
So,
good.
are you pretty shocked?
Yeah.
Are you shocked as how spectacularly he's failed?
No, I guess I'm not though, because
I don't think he's failed yet, though.
well, we don't know.
Right.
I mean, but he's not. Things aren't obviously.
Well,
didn't go
to me,
well,
I
but they had a
guess
bench-
I
they had a
consider
bench.
failure.
Yeah.
I consider failure the shit. I guess that they were saying the way he acts. I guess
Yeah.
it's personality or something like that around the locker room or something.
The fact they had to bench him is a. He's
Well,
got
his
to.
play and his personality. I meant.
He needs to wake up.
Yeah.
I mean, he needs to fucking grow up, I guess,
I
basically.
think that's a maturity issue.
But if he never matures, what's he going to be? He'll
Well,
be Ryan Leaf or Jeff George. I mean, he's got to actually he's got to turn it around.
When you refuse to believe you're immature, you ain't never going to mature.
Yeah,
So I'm not saying these. Like, that's why I asked you. I don't know much about the kid. That's why I'm like, man.
Look at John Moran. It's the same guy, different sport. But
Oh God,
Guys
what a
guys
shame,
gotta
dude.
Wake up now. Now it's got to be a wake up call. The NBA is desperately trying to make that guy the face of the league so badly because he's flashy and everything, and he's doing everything the opposite of of accepting it. So hopefully he grows up too, because I'd like to see him be good. Obviously,
What's he making up for wearing powder blue or whatever?
I guess I don't know what he's doing, man. He got his new sneaker coming out. But back to the football. There was something else I wanted to discuss, and this has to do. It's all surrounding everything going on with cut downs and everything. What about the Rams? The Rams really sold their soul for that Super Bowl. And good for them. They won it. Good for them. But right now, they can say what they want, that they're remodeling, not rebuilding. This is Leonard Floyd. I didn't like him with the Bears anyways. He gets cut. Jalen Ramsey's going to get traded. They want to trade. Allen Robinson will probably get cut. Trading Stafford, which I don't know why anyone would want him, but I can't. Who wants Stafford at this point?
Nobody's taking Stafford. He's a concussion or a upper body injury away from being retired.
That's what I mean.
I heard they want him almost as an on-field coach more.
The Rams?
No, that they're hoping that
another team.
Else
but that means he's going to want to be a backup, and I don't think Stafford's a back. You know what
Better
I mean?
redo that contract.
Right. He's a serviceable. He's better than average quarterback, right? In the NFL, when he's healthy, he's better than average.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think
he's a great quarterback. He's really good. I've always liked Stafford. I liked him when he was with the Lions.
But at this point, I mean, can Aaron Donald be traded? Maybe he was ready to retire last year.
Yeah, I was just going to say I would question how much I would give up for a guy like Aaron Donald.
I love him, but he wanted to retire last year. They had almost.
That's what would worry me.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what would worry me if they offer to trade him. Is he just going to retire?
Right. I mean, because
if he was already ready to retire, that tells me he's an incident away from talking himself into retiring. Right.
Yeah. I mean,
saying, fuck it, I got enough money. I don't need this anymore. I already proved I was the best. I'm a 99 in med, bitch.
I mean, and there's probably the reason why we saw Brady. Obviously, we knew then. We know what we know now about everything. He needed the money. Truly, I guess he needed the money.
Well, think about what he must have lost in that XTF shit.
And now he's going to get huge money to
when
be.
He came back, John, and he looked like he had pneumonia.
I know he did. He looked horrible.
He was gray.
Yeah.
He was so skinny. I looked at my wife and I go,
"He's sick.
That dude's already thin. He's sick." I'm like, did he go have testing? Dude, I thought he was going to come out. My shit is going everywhere.
Like Walter Payton. He looked like Payton did when he was sick.
Dude, I thought he was going to come back, and I thought we were going to find out something was wrong. When I saw him, I thought he was sick with something. I thought something was wrong with him.
I truly did myself. He looked
He-
so.
he- yeah, he had something removed, all right.
Yeah,
Millions and millions out of his bank account.
yeah, his wife and millions. Yeah, for sure. But the Rams, man, the Rams are.
Sold their soul.
Yeah, and he look it.
Hey, I'd do it.
Right. Why wouldn't you?
John,
Sure.
would you do it?
Yeah, I would
Fucking
now.
right, I would do it. Are you kidding me? I just dealt with 20 years of that shit.
Right. You would do it.
I could deal with a few. You know what I mean?
Well, because if you do it right, you can rebuild quick. You don't. If you do the right thing and just be bad and stop. trying to
Dude, the
rebuild-
Rams went wild.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just like Tampa Bay did. They didn't need every one of those guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They could have done. I mean, they just went wild. They buried themselves with that shit.
Yeah.
But they got their Super Bowls.
And they got the Super Bowl. So
I will take it.
That's why
Sign
I'm
me up.
so-
Where do I sign my soul?
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited as a Bears fan, because it's about time that a proper rebuild was done and not,
A
let's
retooling.
be 8-8 and
You have to. You have to
9-8,
lose.
whatever it is now. And
You have to lose to be good. There's no way around it. I don't
See,
think you
as-
can do that.
As
No.
a Bills fan, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, we were supposed to win 2 years ago. We were supposed to win 2 years ago. And I don't know if you know how this shit happens, dude.
No, I know. It's
Stuff comes in waves. You don't always, most teams are not the Brady and the Patriots, right? They're just
No.
not. They're just not. They got very lucky and very creative. And I don't know, man. I'm worried about Buffalo this year. They have their confidence in Gabe Davis as a number 2, they said, and he was a number 2 this past year. And he was
I
a
know.
horrible number 2 wide receiver, to the point where it turned out to be, it might as well have been the year before. If it wasn't Stephon Diggs, nobody was doing anything.
Right.
Dawson Knox was gone like half the season. I mean, 3/4 of the season, he didn't do anything.
Right.
Our running game sucked. I'm nervous. I don't know, because I don't know that they have the money, because I'm not seeing anybody renegotiate their contracts. I'm sure Josh is going to do it. But, I'd like to see Buffalo doing it right now with that shit coming Monday, and I'm not seeing any movement.
Yeah. It's now they're going to, the two guys they lose is Poyer and they lose Edmonds.
I'm fine losing Poyer.
That's
Poyer
fine.
gets
No, I
hurt.
think he's
Poyer's
ready to go
good,
anyway.
but
He's ready to
Poyer's
go.
good, but Poyer gets hurt.
Yeah, he's very good, but he's ready to go.
And his wife is a personality that is very hard to take.
So I feel like
She's an asshole, really,
Right.
to the fan bases that her husband plays for.
I think he's one of those players. He's ready. Like, you know what I mean? There's time. I've seen it before in he's ready to go. Like, all right.
He
go
thinks
ahead.
he also has a little bit of an elevated opinion of himself, which most of those guys do. But his work doesn't. I mean, yeah, he played good. I mean, he does play good, but he's not Micah Hyde.
Where's he at right now?
He's
Where
good.
Is he?
He's been good. He said he was cleared. He was gonna, if Buffalo would have advanced to the next game, he was gonna play.
He's in his 30s now, right? So they're in their draft.
He's got one more year on
one
his
more year.
contract.
It'll be interesting. The Bills draft is going to be really interesting this year, I think. Like, what do they do?
Well, they just had it addressed, and now they don't know.
It'll be interesting. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't know if Hamlin's coming back or not,
Right.
and that's a big deal. And I don't know.
do you guys think Poyer ends up in Miami?
Yeah, it seems like he wants to be
I'll
there.
tell you what, he's doing enough of this.
Yeah,
to
he
get
wants
there.
to be there. He's
What
going.
more does he got to do? He's begging them to sign him.
He's
Well, because
got
he
it.
lives there.
It works.
He lives there. It's the taxes. I mean,
Works
that's
fine.
one thing that sucks about some of these people, some of these teams.
Yeah, it's just where
That
they're-
whole tax thing is such an advantage
It definitely is.
over all the other teams. It's almost unfair.
In every sport. It really is. Yeah, it truly is. I think I don't know, man. I think Buffalo's going to be. Here's what I think about them. I'm curious, I guess, if there are some little, like Robert Woods you talked about. Maybe there's some things on the edges they could help out there. I saw Stephon Diggs' interview on HBO, and what I don't.
Dude, he
like
is who
about-
he is.
What I don't
mean-
like about those interviews, though, is, and this isn't just for him, it's for others. They know exactly the guy to go talk to put on a show, to hope that maybe he says something fucked up, because
Yep.
he's one of those guys. He comes across, Well, he always has. That's him. He
Yeah.
comes across as like a bitch, a diva.
But
whatever you
he
wanna
didn't really say anything bad on it.
No, he just doesn't understand what to do next, and I don't blame him. Neither does anybody.
Yeah,
Why
he
don't
said we got all the pieces, and I didn't understand why it didn't work. Well, I can tell you why. Guys dropped fucking passes.
Right.
Guys, the offensive line was fucking terrible again. So no, you don't have all the pieces, dude, because your quarterback's still fucking running for his life,
And
your running backs aren't producing.
I think
So because the holes aren't there.
they got.
I mean,
I think there's some defensive spots too on that team that might, and they're good. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about being run on. There's something
dude,
about
we had
them.
rookie corners, and
being
our
run.
defensive backfield was fucking decimated from like the first 2 weeks of the season.
I'm
Like,
talking
what are
about-
you supposed to do?
Right,
at
oh, I
that
know.
point?
But I felt like even in the Bengals game, the playoff game, it was the running game that hurt them more than
Always the running game, John.
I know, and it's
They
something.
can never get both go. They have never had both going at the same time since fucking Jim Kelly, dude.
Do you think it matters if Frazier's gone? I don't.
I think it might.
You think?
I think it might take Sean McDermott's running. He's pretty much a defensive coordinator now. How much was he involved in other aspects? Maybe it's a good thing.
It might.
I
Be.
don't know.
I think it
I
might
don't know.
be, Scott. I think it could be a very good thing.
I don't know, man. They kept talking about how even keeled he was and this and that, and how he kept it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I've
I
always
wish I
been-
would have. I wish they would have known this earlier. I don't. I can't really judge because I don't know what caused him to take the year off.
I don't either. I've tried to find out. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be something family related. I don't
I
know.
hope it's not health. I mean,
I hope not either.
He's
but-
an older guy for sure.
But I think if it was truly all that, either it is and he just found out about it, because there's no way he puts them in that position where all the good coordinators and shit are already sucked up and then he leaves so they got nothing to choose from.
Right.
The only problem I got is Buffalo's they're too loyal to people. They're loyal to a fault.
You know what? I think McDermott, though, I think
It's
it'll
him.
be interesting to see him be the defensive guy. I think that'll be kind of why not?
Well, he was good when he was in Carolina.
That's what I'm saying.
He had a
This
top
might be-
defense when he was the coordinator.
That's probably
Yeah.
honestly, that's probably what he should be
Right,
as a
that's the thing to
coordinator.
do.
That's what he
Didn't
is
he always have a hand in it though?
probably a little, right? I'm sure but
He
I mean,
had to have. There's no
I'm
way
sure.
he just let Frazier take it on his own. There's no way.
Right.
Who are you talking to? I'll kick your ass.
we're gonna take a quick break. Let's take a break. Come back with more stuff, more NFL, more stuff. We'll be back
Talking
in
to the
like
pug, so everyone knows I'm talking to my pug.
the puck. Yeah, we'll
Who's
be back,
barking.
back in a moment.
Digits 988 can save a life. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides connection to free confidential support. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988.
I think if Aaron Rodgers decides to retire, that Garoppolo's a Jet. I feel like he would end up in the Jets. I don't know why.
I heard he's going to the Raiders.
Raiders, that's a good one, I guess, too. I don't like him. To tell you the truth, if it were my favorite team, I'd be very concerned because he's someone who can't finish a season. So he concerns me.
Yeah, I have concerns about him
being my starter.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry. I really want to apologize that I have to keep doing this, but this dog is just not going to stop barking.
That's
I don't
fine.
know what it is she wants from me.
Yeah, go figure out what you want.
Okay. Well, I'm going to whip her, maybe kick her a couple times in the kitchen. If you hear her yell, don't worry about it.
We'll be talking. Just
Kidding.
hopping. I'd have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
With Garoppolo being my guy, my starter. I would
Right.
just have a hard time with that, and I wouldn't. I don't know. I thought the Jets, though, for some reason, I felt like it would be very possible that would be their fallback. Derek Carr signed
with the
3
Saints.
years, $150 million.
Yeah.
I think it was with the Saints.
Mhm.
I don't know why he does. That's a weird one for me. I mean, it's good money. You go to New Orleans.
Right.
You have Kamara, right? You don't have Michael Thomas no more, and even if you do, he's another one who can't stay healthy.
Right.
It just seems like I guess though, a guy like Derek Carr, why not take some money?
Yeah.
As you're ready to retire,
Right.
Get your last bit of big money. So, because
All right.
I don't think he was going anywhere to win.
no, Derek Carr, 3 years, $150 million with the Saints. We were just talking about, and I don't know. I mean, I was happy for him. I was saying I'm happy for him because he might as well get a good payday and ride off into the sunset, and because I don't know.
I heard that was actually where he wanted to originally go.
That's good. Well, then cool. I don't have a problem with that guy. I thought he could.
I like Derek Carr. I mean, he's not going to light up the world. He's not going to probably win a Super Bowl, but he's fun to have as your quarterback.
Yeah. In the right spots. I mean, could he have done something like Stafford with the Rams? Maybe. If you interchange the two.
Honestly, I'm shocked last year.
But that was
He had a
unbelievable.
lot around him, dude. They had a lot of stars on that team.
I'd love to hear the story behind the scenes on that one because it just didn't make sense.
Right?
You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I don't understand it either. That's probably why he got so frustrated. That's why he was probably crying.
It
so
was.
freaking frustrated. I mean, come on, dude. Why is it not happening? What is going on?
So now
We were all saying it.
yeah. Right. Lamar Jackson now, he sits there. Now he'll be able, the Ravens did something smart, I guess, because now, they'll get picks
Right.
for him. So they did what they did. And then on the one show I was watching today, they said that Atlanta's not interested in him, which was kind of surprising because it seemed like
that is
was a
really
good spot.
surprising me. Why not?
Everyone kind of said they were out on the Lamar Jackson thing.
Well-
And
Ploy, maybe.
I read, that it's kind of a stand by the owners saying that they don't want to give the guaranteed money anymore. But all it takes is one owner to cave and say, we want our franchise quarterback, two-time MVP. Why wouldn't you take Lamar Jackson?
Cleveland kicked that off.
Right. They did it.
Hey,
If they did it for Deshaun Watson, I don't see why a team wouldn't do it
Do it
for
for
Lamar Jackson.
a bunch of players. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, and that's exactly why they're doing it, and that's what they're going to do. That's
Yeah.
why this is happening to him. It's because he's demanding all that money, and they're like, we're not doing it.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting.
So you
Actually.
take Carolina out of the mix, take Houston out. Those two teams are going to draft quarterbacks. Does San Francisco need a quarterback? I don't know. I think so.
Brock Purdy's supposed to be throwing again in 3 months, I heard.
I know, but is he what you really?
Well-
Are they really comfortable to have? You know what I'm trying.
Man,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Trey Lance may not be back for who knows,
right.
because that injury could be 18 months, right? Could be 2 years for God's sake. They need a quarterback there in San Francisco, I believe. I was shocked that Aaron Rodgers' name never came up there, but okay. They need somebody.
Yeah.
They have to have somebody. They got a good team to have
They
nobody.
do.
To have nobody. So there's another team that needs one. Does Green Bay need one? Do you think the Packers need a quarterback?
You don't think they give Jordan Love a shot? And
Oh, they
see-
may, but do they need one? Is what I'm saying. Do they need
Probably.
I mean, for this year, like
Who's-
not
Does
in case
who?
it fails? The Packers. In case Love
They're going to have to
fails.
pick up a veteran. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, they need a backup, obviously. Yeah, but
So
it's
who's going to want to go back up Jordan Love?
Yeah, well, you're
I
going
mean,
to
because they need wide receiver. They need everything,
yeah.
right? Is Mercedes Lewis gone and it's gone too, right?
The only guys they got left, Christian Watson's still
Who
there.
he brought back? Who he had them bring back?
Oh, he's hurt too. Yes. What's his name?
Wide receiver.
Cobb?
Randall Cobb.
Yes,
Randall Cobb.
yeah.
He wants to go back. He wants to go where Rodgers goes, but he's hurt too. I think he had some surgery or whatever with him. But so no, that's an interesting one. Maybe Jimmy G goes there because that's his. Isn't he from Chicago? He's from Illinois. That's a perfect spot.
Yeah.
To have him. I would now. You know what? There's a perfect place for him. Green Bay should get him because you got Jordan Love. Let him be there. Tell Jordan Love when he's terrible after week 3, go in Garoppolo. I would think that's a good spot for him if it were me.
Yeah.
And then the Bears could pound them maybe one time, just beat them. They haven't beaten them really good since what is it? When would they make 05, 06 season? And 85, for God's sake. So it would be nice to now go on a run of beating that team.
It would.
Go ahead.
What do you guys think about the running backs that potentially could restructure or end up somewhere else? Mixon, I think I heard Mixon, Delvin Cook, Derrick Henry, and there was one other. Do you guys see any movement happening there?
Zeke.
No.
Well,
Zeke, he's the other.
He's
one.
going to get cut. I think he could get cut. I don't know what they do with him.
Even though he's Jerry Jones.
That's what I mean. Unless Jerry Jones is just going to, how do you pay him? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do with him?
Yeah.
Delvin Cook, they claim there's been a lot of trade offers for him to Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I like him. He's good. Delvin Cook is really good. I mean, Derrick Henry's obviously what he is. He's one-dimensional, but he is what he is. I mean, he's a machine.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I don't think Mixon goes anywhere. I would assume, Cincinnati. I mean, they can't mess around with that. Thankful. He had some shooting go on at his house, I saw.
Yes.
And
luckily it wasn't him.
Yeah, right. He I don't even
It was a 16-year-old kid, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. He's a piece of garbage, really.
Mm-hmm.
He truly is, Mixon.
Yeah.
Just a straight out piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And
Cincinnati's not. You think Cincy's going to keep him, dude? They got to start paying people. How are they going to afford to keep
Maybe
him?
You're right. Maybe they don't. Maybe they tell him to go fuck himself and go with why not? You go with someone else. I guess
Dude,
you're right.
I mean, think about the production you got on a regular basis out of Joe Mixon. It wasn't that much different from other people's.
You know what? I'm going to tell you what. And then you think of the aggravation.
Right.
That shooting at the house can't be something that the
And he's a
Bengals
pain. He's a pain in the ass.
like, oh my God, don't worry. I'm glad you didn't do it, but you got people there getting shot. That's a problem.
Right.
You got a 16-year-old that got shot at your house, dude. Like,
you're playing Nerf Wars. You're a grown man.
Yeah.
You're playing Nerf Wars with 16-year-old kids who are.
Wait. What happened?
Yeah, tell us what happened.
He was playing. There was a game of Nerf Wars going on at his house, and someone got shot with an actual gun.
Somebody picked up the wrong fucking gun?
Yeah, that was.
I don't know if they picked up the wrong one or they just changed their mind.
It's a real war.
Yeah.
Or maybe they got mad at the game.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, you didn't hit me. Man, I hit you. Son of a bitch. Pow!
Yeah, now we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, God almighty. And then when you find out the reasons, that's as bad as Plaxico Burress shooting himself in the leg.
Yeah. Plaxico.
That's got to be right up there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Got shot. How? Playing Nerf Wars.
Playing Nerf Wars.
You got to do some explaining with that one, buddy.
Now, as far as the cut down day, you have who went like Marcus Mariota. He's done for. He's going to back up somewhere.
He's going to back up somewhere. Yeah,
He
sure.
could be a decent backup.
Tell you what, I would love to have him as the backup in Buffalo.
Sure, yeah, because
Anywhere. He's a
Anywhere.
good quarterback.
I would have him. I'd have him in Chicago as the backup. That'd be good.
You know who's going to be a great pickup for someone is the center from Tennessee, Jones.
We were just talking about him. Yeah, Ben Jones.
Yeah.
The Bears really, I hope, are on his radar. Their radar is that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the guy from San Francisco, the offensive lineman, McClinchy or whatever. Tyler, the one guy, I don't know what's going on with Tyler Lewin or whatever his name is from Tennessee.
Dude, something's up there.
Yeah,
Let me
something's
tell you
weird.
something.
He's mean, too.
And he does weird shit, too. Like, he's a weird guy.
Yeah.
In general. I don't know what's going on because he's good. I don't know. He got involved with a lot of shit when he was doing his podcast. and I think it rubbed people the wrong way because I think he was out, he was injured, and
okay.
people were pissed because then he was doing his podcast, and people were pissed about it. I don't know. The dude's got a leg injury, so he's not allowed to sit in a chair and fucking talk to people. But you know how people are.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's all that it is. I don't know if he's injury prone or anything, but I know he's a great offensive lineman.
I would take him in if you could. I mean,
Absolutely, he's a lunatic too,
Yeah.
dude. Like he's nuts.
and
He's one of them
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember who it was that time. The running back. I don't remember who it was. Or defensive back that he just like. The guy wanted to fight him. He just stood there while he was almost like a little boy throwing punches at him. I can't remember. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was. Then, well, go ahead.
Have either of you guys heard how OBJ's workout went today?
No, I've
Not
never.
a word.
He's gonna be interesting
He's going to be very
because
God, I wish Buffalo would sign him.
I just don't know what to say on him. When he was healthy, he was as good. He was all. I mean, he was great.
I think if he's healthy, he'll sign in the next couple
I
days.
saw him run. I saw some videos he posted running. I mean, dude, he looked good
Yeah.
from like a week ago, doing cuts and shit like that. He looked good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he'll make someone happy
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
Could
yeah, for
You
sure.
could get him a little cheap too. I can't. How much are you going to pay the guy?
I think he's going to end up in Dallas. Dallas always gets everybody.
He might. He may. Their name comes up.
And his career will end up dying like Baker with like a Baker Mayfield death, except this time it'll be with Zach.
Exactly. Leonard Fournette. I always liked him, but he's getting a little old. But I've always liked him. I
Yeah.
thought he's tough. He's all that.
Didn't he come into the spring training like 40 pounds overweight or some shit
Yeah.
last year? He's like,
Yes, he did. He would. Yeah, I don't know what his problem was, but I loved him. I've always liked him. Cameron Brate, is he worth? I mean, I saw Tampa cut him. And,
Right.
just some.
yeah,
of the
where's he
notable
at? He
stuff.
was always. I remember him being a Val for Matt Ryan in
Yeah.
Atlanta,
in Atlanta. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he went to Tampa. I mean, he's. I don't know how many miles he's kind of got on him. That guy.
tough on tight end. I know with the tight ends. How about Carson Wentz? That's why he gets cut. But the perfect fit is, and I've heard this from other people too on TV, but it makes sense. It would be Lamar Jackson to Washington. I think
Yeah.
that could be interesting.
I heard about that too.
Yeah, I think that could
See
be
that?
interesting.
Do you
That would-
okay? And this is one of the other things with Lamar
They're gonna have to
Jackson.
move.
This is one of the other things with Lamar Jackson. And I'm sorry, dude. I hear all these guys complaining, oh, nobody's trying for Lamar Jackson. And I heard the exact, and this makes total sense to me. Why would you have your guy bust his ass to come up with a contract to sign this guy just so the Baltimore Ravens don't have to do it and they can just agree to it? That's what I heard someone say finally. And I'm like, I heard one of the talking heads say it on, I don't know what show it was at.
Right.
And I'm like, exactly, dude. Why do you want to bust your ass and do all that work for them? Because that's essentially what you're doing. And that's what Baltimore wants someone to do. Come up with a creative way that you can get this guy to agree to a contract to let me know.
I think Washington's stupid enough.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's pretty much what Baltimore's doing. Go ahead. We're going to match it, but come up with a good contract that he'll agree to, and we'll sign it. Now, someone asked about this and said, it might have been on McAfee's show. I don't remember what show it was on, but one day this week, so they said, okay, so say a team does that. What if Lamar then turns around to Baltimore and says, I'm not signing that for you. I'll sign that for them.
True. That's interesting. Yeah. How interesting.
Right?
Right.
Because if you're going to agree to a contract with another team, it's not because you want that contract with the team you were with. You're like,
Yeah.
sorry, dude, you had your chance to kiss me
Yeah.
on our
Right.
first date, and you didn't take advantage of it.
Interesting with him. I don't know what to think.
I'm
I
on-
will say this on his defense, and I know we kind of disagree. I think me and Scott. I do not think he was ever in the right place. I think the Ravens always. I don't think they did enough. If you want to make him be that guy that they want him to be, I think he always. The running game, the way they ran him was kind of fucked up. I didn't like all that running, and also you got to give him more.
Yeah, he doesn't have
than
enough.
just what he had. They never ever gave him anything.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I think the Ravens. I don't know what to say. They
I
kind
think
of
the Ravens
squandered
are
him.
going to be sorry.
No, they will be because they're not going to. Who they're going to have as quarterback? I mean,
Right.
they're
Greg
gonna have-
Roman was his offensive coordinator, and he's
Another-
a terrible offense. He was terrible in Buffalo, which is why he got canned.
They should fire everybody.
And I couldn't even believe he was still there And dude,
They
he's
don't
just not
stop.
good. He's just not good at what he does.
It's all
And he
friendship.
proved it.
Yeah.
And I hope he didn't I hope they didn't squander away Lamar's best years, because the guy gets another thing against him, dude. I'm sorry,
Injuries,
he gets
yeah.
hurt all the time.
You got
So how can you come in
Right,
asking
that's
for a
true.
guaranteed contract when you can't even guarantee a full season?
No.
Right?
right. You know, it's probably
2 years in a row, he got hurt, man.
One of the problems.
Everybody, and I'm sick of hearing MVP. Dude, that shit was 3 years ago.
Yeah, you can't.
That was 3 years ago. Okay, I get it. He was MVP, but that was 3 years ago when nobody knew anything about him. Then
Yeah.
they had a whole year on him, and after that, look what's happened. He's gotten hurt.
Yeah, they
He's got a shitty offensive coordinator.
Won MVP twice, right?
What year did he win?
No, who?
No, I thought-
Lamar Jackson?
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
No,
I
he only won. He only won
I
an
think it's
MVP
just one.
once. Just
Yeah, I think it's
once.
just one. I think it's pretty much. You can double check us, but I'm pretty sure. What?
Harbaugh is standing behind Lamar Jackson. What do you think that causes a dissension in the team? If the
I would
owners-
fire everyone.
You think?
First of all, if I was Baltimore, I'd have
Well, who
fired.
is it? Is it the
Harbaugh by now.
owner? Is it the owner that doesn't want to pay the guy,
I think so. That's
or
what
is it
seems
the
like.
GM just being? Well, it's got to be the owner, right?
Yeah, it's got to
Because
be.
they can get creative with it and do it however they want. Maybe they don't have the money.
If I'm that, don't you think by now it's time to go in another direction? If you're Baltimore,
Because when they guarantee that money, it's got to go into an irrevocable trust automatically. The whole thing does.
it does. Okay.
And I've heard they've talked about it on not Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, and that they've talked about it. So as soon as the contract becomes guaranteed, that has to go into an irrevocable trust. They have to put the money up front. It's got to all be there.
Right.
So they said that there's just some owners that might not have that kind of money. I don't know if the Baltimore owner does.
Don't you think though, that it's time to, just thinking of the Ravens, how it has gone with them, that they probably are one of those teams that should finally say, we can't just keep this going. It's time to redo something here because it isn't working. It doesn't work. It doesn't. It just don't work.
John, I got to ask you. So what is the ideal setup for him? Take any players that are in the league at all, right? Doesn't matter if they're not free agents or not. Create a team for me, a realistic one on offense, wide receiver wise and running back wise, of what you think is more geared towards his style of playing.
I think Seattle's more geared towards this style of playing. I think having the two wide receivers they have would be nice for him because I think he's got a great arm. I mean, his arm is obviously as good as you can't have it better. He can throw the ball out 80 yards. I like those guys. I like them too. He's got two guys that are threats. A.J. Brown, the other one there, DK Metcalf. You got the young kid, the running back. I also think you got to stop at this point in time now. Everyone says it about Fields and he's young. I think at this time with Jackson, we don't need to run him as much anymore. You know what I mean? You don't need to have those set running plays all the time. The quarterback sweeps and all that shit.
But does he ask for those?
I don't know. I don't know what he.
Because I know that's such a big. Well, and you know what a lot of people are going to say is, you'll never make anybody happy because as soon as you start removing that shit and they start losing, that people are going to start screaming. You're restricting how he plays the game. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know. I would think he needs more than what they gave him. All he had was the kid from Oklahoma. Mark Andrews? To me, that's all he really ever had was Andrews.
Right.
He didn't have enough. And
you don't think Sammy Watkins was any good when he was there?
No, you know that guy. Yeah. He's always fucking hurt.
I fucking hate Sammy Watkins.
Hollywood Brown's not a number one. He doesn't get that.
Why is he not a number one?
I don't know if it's size. I don't know what it is with him. He's always a two.
He's just not getting any separation or what?
He reminds me of Allen Robinson a little bit.
Really?
I don't know why. I get that feel from him.
Yeah.
I do think, for me, I've thought about it before. It's funny you said that to me. It's a good question because I always thought Seattle was a spot. If Geno Smith is doing that, I'd like to see Lamar Jackson in Seattle.
So who would you bring? Okay, who out of free agents then? Right now, Lamar's with Baltimore. Let's say he signs. Who do you bring to him to help him?
This is where money.
Who do you trade for? Someone you think? Do you bring? Is Hopkins the kind of guy that he needs?
I would do.
Or is he require too many passes thrown his way?
If I could be unlimited money and it's like that, I would probably want to bring Hopkins there with Andrews and whatever your.
What about Odell?
Yeah, that would be good. I'd be so
But
scared.
Odell's not really a true number one anymore.
Yeah,
so
I'd
he'd
be so
more of a-
scared. Yeah, I'd be afraid of that one. You know what I
just
mean?
because of his injury history.
Yeah, and he's almost got to be on a team that's ready to win, I guess. I don't know. There's something, but it'd have to be Hopkins, I think, there. Because I think Hopkins should have been good with Murray, but Murray's just not any good, I guess.
That's the worst contracts, one of the worst contract signings ever.
Yeah, it's too bad for him. And I was rooting for Kyler Murray, but
they forced them into, man, if I was them, I would have said, yo, dude, we're going to hold on. We're going to wait.
Yeah.
We're going to wait one more year.
I know.
Captain Call of Duty.
Yeah. That was just so bad. I felt, and he seems like, you know what's messed up too when he talks and hears interviews, he seems like, and I know he is, I know they're not all, he seems like a bright guy. You hear him. I just don't know. I don't understand what happened there.
Do you remember that shit his agent released?
Yeah.
That whole thing?
It was great. He was a high school, yeah.
That guy's the greatest agent of all time, dude. I need him to get me a raise at work because I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah. Let me ask you something I wanted to ask you about. I find it incredible. And it's totally off. It's still in the NFL, but it's going in another direction. Compensatory picks. You know, I was looking at them. All right, you get them for losing a GM, a coach, free agents, whatever. And like,
I didn't know you got those for losing a GM or a coach.
Yeah, you get them for that too. Because Kansas City got a third because the Bears took Ryan Poles. So they get a third for him. The
third round pick.
Yeah, the 49ers got 2 third-round picks.
What kind of bullshit is that?
And listen what the 49ers got out of this.
What the Bills get?
They get nothing.
Look, of course.
They
kicking the balls, anything? Hello.
There's some teams that got nothing. But San Francisco got 2 thirds, a 5th, and a 7th. Arizona got a 3rd, a 5th, and a 6th. And like the Bears got a 7th. I don't know.
Dude, that's a lot of picks.
Yeah.
Holy Francisco, shit, I didn't know that. I didn't know they got that many. I didn't realize they got a 3rd rounder too. That's huge.
Yeah, Arizona got a 3rd. Washington got a 3rd. Cleveland got a 3rd. San Francisco got 2 thirds.
So obviously that's the highest you can get as a 3rd round pick.
Kansas City got a 3rd. New England got a 4th.
So what is that based on? Just the success of the team? Their record?
That's a really good question. What it's based on? Because I didn't look at that. I'm curious what is it like? Why?
I mean, for a GM, that's got to be weird. That's got to be a weird way to try to figure it out.
I know.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I didn't either. The Rams have 2 fifths. Trying to look at other teams that got stuff. Who didn't get anything? Like I don't think Miami didn't get anything. Buffalo didn't get anything. There's a few other teams that and some teams just got.
Kansas City just gets everything. Fuck them.
Yeah, they got.
Sorry, did I say that? Pardon my French. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah. Dallas got a 5th. Whatever. I just thought compensatory picks always make me laugh. I don't think there's any other league that does that, where coaches and general.
That's so wild to me.
Because you can trade for coaches in this league. You can.
I know, but I did not know coaches and GMs got you compensatory picks. I did not know that.
Yeah, free agents and coaches. It's not.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're at the point in time in here, guys, that we got picks to give.
Yeah, dude. Now, hey,
go ahead. Yeah.
Can I put out a stipulation a little bit?
Hold on, before you do it, hold your thought. All right, we're back.
How did you not know the lights weren't on? Weren't you driving in darkness?
Oh no!
And this was on.
Yeah.
And your display was on, but then when I pulled in the driveway, I'm like, why are none of these lights on? Like,
somebody must have bumped something. She's like, you don't even driving around without your headlights on, and I'm like, didn't you realize they were on? And were you driving in the dark? And you're like, where the fuck the lights?
That happens. Yeah.
So, John.
Yes.
Let the people in on a little bit. I'm not going to give out too much information because if I do, it ruins it for us.
Yeah, go ahead.
You understand what I'm saying? And why I say that is because I stumbled upon something on the interweb that gives us a lot of very, very good information on betting in general. And mainly it's on the NBA. And I followed it for 2 weeks. The gentleman I follow puts out 2 picks every day that he guarantees. Well, not guarantees, but those are his best bets. And then he gives you these sheets, and he gives you 2 different sheets for you to look at it. He's an analyst, a data analyst for a sports team that he won't name. So it could be high, could be nobody.
Right.
But his information is so good. And he's so good at what he gives you, and he doesn't charge anything. So every week on here, I'm not going to give out the Twitter handle because the more people that would find out about it, the worse the odds get for me when I go to make a bet. And I'm sorry, I am going to pass it along, but you only get it on Fridays.
That's good. Yeah, go ahead. Do it.
So today's best bets are in the NBA.
Yep.
And people, I'm just going to tell you this, okay? Last weekend I bet his best bets, and I also took the stats and the information that he gave me, and I made bets on my own. I turned $25 into $400 over last weekend. Beautiful. And I wasn't betting $100 on anything. I was betting $20 on a parlay. I bet a 5, 6, 7 leg parlays, and I hit them. And by the end, from Saturday to Sunday, I ended up winning like $400. Now I've also won between Sunday and now. I lost a couple, but I won another couple hundred. But anyway, guys, 17 of 19
in these picks
with these best bets he gives out that I'm about to give you. The odds may be a little bit higher. You may not win as much, but listen, man, when you get something that offers you free money, you take it. Or not free money, but better odds. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
So, say this is a same game parlay. It would be Damian Lillard to score 30-plus points. And this is on FanDuel. There's a tab there. If you go to the total points, the over-under might be different. If you go down further, there's a little tabs that say to score 10-plus points, to score 20-plus points, to score. It's like that with rebounds. It's like that with assists. It's like that with all of them. So this is it. Damian Lillard to score 30-plus points. Joel Embiid to score 30-plus points. James Harden to have 10-plus assists. It's plus 177 when you throw them all in. Beautiful. But I have not lost any bets. I lost one bet the other night, and I just told you about it. The 2 bets last night, I bet them both. The first bet won. The second bet, which he gives them to you to bet separately, but I also parlay them as well. Because if I win one and not the other, at least that kind of ends up being a wash. Well, I only lost the one because the dipshit couldn't throw free throws to save his life and missed like 4 of them. He missed like 4 or 5 shots or 3-pointers, I guess he went for. I literally lost by a half a point, or I would have hit a parlay with him again.
Yeah.
But he's giving them out, and I'm not the only. There's lots of people following this guy, and I'm not the only one praising him. And they use it. And John, I introduced it to you last weekend. And what did it do for you?
It did a lot because Mikal Bridges was one that was just easy. I mean, some of these were so easy that I don't know. The one with Durant, 3-plus 3-pointers, I think it was one of the things he put on there. My God, it was done. It was done in the fourth quarter. I mean, it was done in the second quarter. I mean, it was easy money. It was unbelievable. And then my stupidness goes and messes around with other things. And so I'm like, I'm winning this. I'm going to give back. And then at the end of the day, I've won nothing because I've sat there and gave it all back because college basketball is crazy right now. Out of hand.
I lost the parlay earlier that I bet. I had Purdue and Michigan. And Michigan screwed me.
I have 4 college basketball picks. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I bet these games too. I'm going to bet those 2 that Scott.
Hey, I got one more NBA one before you're done.
Okay, good. Yeah.
This is his other best bet from today. His best bet is single one that he put out. Rudy Gobert, 12-plus to record 12-plus rebounds.
Very good.
That was his best bet of the day.
You got to play it. If you're listening to us and you get a shot before these games kick off,
you don't have to put a ton of money on it.
Put a couple bucks.
What I do, I take whatever he wins for me. I take my $25 that I started with out of it. I put my winnings on the bet. I do it with the next bet. Dude, I'm telling you, I won. I mean, look at the data sheets. I can't.
Yeah, I know.
want to put them up for people, but I can't. I can't give out the Twitter handle, man. I really want
No,
to. But
it just blows.
it'll suck because it'll get out to too many people, and then it makes all of our odds go down. But I'm giving you this at least on Fridays. You've got something to look forward to betting wise.
Definitely, because the
If I
guys
could give you any more, I would, but I just can't.
Well, I'm going to give you something that I like. God
You
bless
usually
you.
win me money on Fridays too, so let's go. Give me some stuff.
Here we go. And these games might be starting soon, so hurry up. Miami plus 2.5 against
Miami.
Duke.
Who was this? College?
The Hurricanes, yes. Miami Hurricanes college basketball might be starting now, though. Unfortunately, it's got to be starting at like 7.
You can catch a live money liner.
Yeah, live money line. That's right. I like them at plus 130, but you can take the points at plus 2.5 against Duke. Connecticut -4 against Marquette. I like Connecticut to win outright, but obviously because they're -4 to cover. Iowa State plus 4.5 against Kansas. That's the one that I kind of like to win, but I'll take the 4.5. Iowa State over Kansas plus the 4.5. The one game I like a lot is Utah Valley if they're -180. I've taken it at -180 over Southern Utah tonight at like 11:30 at night. So it's a really late one. I like Utah Valley a lot. It's my best bet. And I know it's -180, but I'd hate to go with the points because the points are just killing. The points are bad. College basketball, man, is complete. It's already March Madness.
You said Miami Hurricanes against Duke, right? You want them with take them with the points?
You can, but I'm going to probably go money line. But the 2.5's nice.
I'm doing all these money line. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
If you go on to FanDuel right now, there's a 25% profit boost if you win.
Beautiful. That's what last night got me with the freaking Tampa Bay Lightning. We had. I was telling you before the show. We had the Oilers. The Bruins have only lost 8 games all year. The Oilers in Boston. The Oilers win. Beautiful. We had the freaking Rangers who haven't won a game since Patrick Kane has come. They win in overtime. Lucky against the Canadians who are terrible. Then the Lightning at home against Vegas. And they lose in the shootout. So that's a heartbreaker. But anyways, that was like plus 517 or something crazy, remember? But that's it, man.
Wow.
That's it. That's what we got.
The one we can't do because it already started.
God damn it. So you'd have to go on the live.
It's the Connecticut +4. They're already winning. They're already winning too, by the way.
They're like -4. So maybe you can do a live bet or whatever with them or something. But yeah. Iowa State, Miami, Utah Valley's at 11:30 at night. I know that, which will be fun.
I'm betting it right now.
So that's it, man. We got to go shovel. It's a lot of snow fell.
Yeah, it sure did.
Here in Western New York.
Yes, it did.
More than I expected.
I ain't happy about it, John.
No, I'm tired of it. But we got more coming. I guess next weekend.
Do we really? Are you shitting me right now?
No.
Really?
Well, it's going to be like wet snow, nor'easter type stuff, and wind and rain, and everyone will be sad. And
everybody be sad.
Yeah, me too. But that's it, man. We should probably. Oh, tomorrow. Let me remind everyone if you're watching this, Saturday at 2:00, Falls Count Anywhere. Charlie Turner's back. Chris DiCarlo. Jannard Soley is not Jannard. What's his name? Yep. Yeah, Jannard Soley is with us. His father, Gordon Soley, legendary voice. They're trying to get him in the Hall of Fame. So he'll be on with them. And on that's it. That's all. Mondays, Citizens United, and all that stuff. You guys know the deal. We'll be back Friday, though, with everything and anything. So, Scott, be safe out there. I'll be talking to you.
Hey, brother. Yeah, we will. We'll talk.
Yeah, take it easy. I got to get some. You know what I got to do? I'm going to make some new music, and I'll throw it your way. Let's see.
You know what? I have so been thinking about this.
No,
we'll discuss this
some other time.
Yeah, we will.
You make something. If you make something, I'll play it.
I want to do something.
Yeah. I'll play whatever you do. You know that. I'll do whatever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I want to get something. I want to think something up for this.
You're better than me. I don't know music. I don't know nothing. I don't know anything. I'm so anti-music. It's disturbing how bad I am and how much I know Robin knows. And she loves it. And I'm such an ass.
I have an idea of what I want.
Okay. Yeah, do it. He froze. He froze on the last minute. All right, let's get out of here. Yeah, I know. We'll do something.
All right, man.
All right, take it easy.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.